lots of thoughts trying to come out at the same time. But,
Tony Blair is caught meeting Epstein in Downing Street, and they hid it for 20 years.
And myself were always very frustrated, having revealed 6 years ago that Jeffrey Epstein referred to Peter Mandelson as Petey. It was always quite extraordinary. You would see Mandelson interviewed again and again. He was frequently in the media and eventually, of course, got this plum job in Washington. He was never queried on it. It was a question he was never asked.
Pleased to say Lord Mandelson is with us. Thank you for joining us, my lord.
Firstly, the sort of elephant in the room here is that Mandelson was a master of the dark arts.
I'm now the Dark Lord, by the way, not the Prince of
Prince of
Darkness. As you can see, I exude light,
Transparency.
and bonhomie.
They appointed him to Washington not despite this, it's because of this. Precisely because he was the type of man he was, that they thought he'd be useful for dealing with Trump. That's why they appointed him.
What a beautiful accent. I'd like to have that accent. Thank you. My mother would be proud.
Here you have a man who has spent a lot of time with Epstein. Who knows what Epstein knows about Mandelson? Jeffrey Epstein clearly had connections in the world of intelligence. Very, very likely he had connections to Mossad. You can certainly see how the whole thing could ring alarm bells from a security perspective.
The security services did raise concerns about the potential appointment of Peter Mandelson, Lord Mandelson, as ambassador in Washington, as Britain's person in the US. However, Number 10 overrode those concerns and appointed him anyway.
It's now officially confirmed Tony Blair met Jeffrey Epstein inside Downing Street while he was Prime Minister, and only because Peter Mandelson lobbied for it. This wasn't some chance encounter. It was a scheduled 5 p.m. meeting in Downing Street, arranged through Mandelson and Blair's senior staff, briefed in advance and hidden from the public for years over UK-US relations. And the excuse is, people, drumroll please, no one knew about his crimes, except Epstein was already notorious in elite circles, and Mandelson was calling him safe. Epstein had direct access to power. He wasn't just wandering into number 10 by luck. He was ushered in on the say-so of Bill Clinton, Mandelson, and Blair's own advisors. And it was buried. It wasn't even disclosed. These files are blocked, classified. There was nothing to hide. Why the cover-up? Blair's defence is the standard script. I don't remember the meeting. Sorry, I don't remember. The document shows that Mandelson pushed it, Clinton was involved, officials briefed Blair on Epstein's wealth, connections and royal links, and staff even questioned whether it should even be happening. The establishment always protects its own. They stayed silent over Prince Andrew, they stayed silent over Mandelson, they stayed quiet over Bill Clinton, and now they've stayed quiet over Tony Blair, and still expect the public to shrug. This isn't about one 30-minute meeting. Epstein wasn't a harmless financial advisor. He was a fixer with access to global elites and a paedophile. And he had access to political, royal, financial, and intelligent people. People like that just don't go into Downing Street by chance. If this was all above board, the documents wouldn't have been buried for 2 decades. They'd hid it because they knew exactly how it would look.
Good day, sir!
You're still here? Well. This is what being right wing must taste like. If you want to subscribe to Just Jake, subscribe over there. And if you want to watch more videos from whatever the hell this is underneath it,